Oh, hey, Vinny, you remember Mario, don't you?
Yeah, didn't he just get married?
Oh, yeah. So the newlyweds, he comes home from work, he sits in his easy chair, he calls out to his wife, "Hey, honey, can you bring me the TV guide? It's about to start."
Oh, okay.
So she brings him the TV guide, sits it down, goes back in the kitchen. A few minutes later, he's like, "Hey, honey, can you bring me a cold beer before it starts?" She kind of grumbles a little bit, but she's like, "Hey, he's my husband. I'll bring him a cold beer." She brings him a cold beer.
Good.
Goes back in the kitchen. A few minutes later, he says, "Hey, honey, can you make me a sandwich and bring it in here?" That's it. She comes in the room. She throws down a towel. She says, "What am I, your slave? If your leg's broken, can you not get up or do nothing?"
What did he say?
He said, "It started." Hey, how you doing? I'm Big Pauley. This guy over here, he's Vinny 2 times.
How you doing?
And we are the WiseGuys, and we're here to bring you our award-winning show, We Pick the Winners. Where?
We pick the winners.
You're right, Dottie. That kickboxing class sure gets the juices flowing.
I know, Tina, now. If I can just get the juices flowing again in my relationship, that would be great.
Thank God you're moving on from that loser, O'Hara. I know losers, all right? Because I am a loser magnet. If it's not the Russian mob, it's that loser Donald P. Smith. Well, this year is going to be different because I have the help of Dr. Gaylord Crane. He helped me find my inner strength. And he told me, when the time comes, we're going to rule the world. But I'm not greedy. I'll just take New Jersey.
That's Captain Guiness a hair too. What's this about moving on?
Nobody's moving on yet. But you have to admit things are getting a little stale.
One could say predictable.
I'd say more like boring. Being bored drives me nuts. That's why I don't exercise at a gym. It's the same thing over and over again. And you know what else gets me nuts? All these joggers. You know, these knuckleheads run in any kind of weather, but not in a field where the air is clean and fresh. No, they run down in the busy streets where all you're breathing in is the exhaust fumes from all the traffic. Forget about it. You know, I'll take a good old-fashioned co-ed touch football game in the backfields any day. Those are some memories. You know, I believe that is the very first time that I got to second base. Don't worry, she was family.
Dottie, your donuts have been a little plain. I mean, maybe some sprinkles every now and then would be nice.
You could have any kind of donuts you want, but you're too busy filling up on cupcakes.
Ooh.
When Guinea and I first got back together, things couldn't have been better. Then last month, I found icing on his shirt and a receipt in his pockets from a candy cupcakes. I know he has a crush on her, but I'm his Dottie Donuts. If I'm plain, it's because he's never around. If he's not working a case, he's here being the nanny, or he's off cooking, or he's driving someone around at all times of the night when he could be at home, doing a different kind of driving.
Cupcakes? Baby, it's not like that at all. We're just friends. Mm-hmm. I only have eyes for your donuts.
Yous two guys need therapy.
Yeah.
And I know just the guy. Dr. Gaylord Crane.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard about him. Doesn't he do hypnotherapy?
That's right.
When I hear the word hypnotherapy, I envision a little man with a German accent waving a giant watch in front of my face telling me I'm getting sleepy. Also, he can control my mind for his amusement. I've done stranger things for love. I've offered to give up my job, give up fatty foods, even my favorite celery. So what's a little mind control? Unless he wants to take away my celery. That's where I draw the line.
Doc here helped me with my smoking and helped Pauley here with the stress.
Yeah, I gotta admit, after one session, I did feel quite refreshed. Hey, you know, I noticed since Dr. Crane's been here, I've had no problem saying certain words, like Baltimore. See that? Baltimore. All these things I've had a fear of my whole life, gone. It's like I got a whole new confidence, right? And that stood me in good stead when I went on that double date with my Mary and Vanessa and her Carlton. In the past, having to sit there and listen to all of Carlton's accomplishments, I would have wanted to smack him in the head once, really hard. But now, I had no problem with hitting him in the head about 17, 18 times. Thanks, Doc.
Sounds like a bunch of cockamus. But if it helps get the juices flowing, then I'm all for it.
Great. I'll call Esther Jones and set it up.
Esther Jones, the private eye. What's she got to do with this?
Well, her and the doc here are an item.
Yeah. It was right here that they got reacquainted.
Oh. And speaking of reacquainting, if you don't mind, we got a show to do.
Yeah. Hey, ladies, your Fantasy Girl segment is coming right up. Why don't you get ready for it, huh? Oh, this is going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Lots of energy, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is the part of the show we tell you all about. The rest of the show, we've got all the things you come to know and love, like that Bust Out Game of the Week. We've also got our Ironclad Lock, Lead Pipe Cinch, personally picked Whack of the Week. And, of course, this week we have our Fantasy Must-Haves. And who helps us with the Fantasy Must-Haves?
It's my favorite part.
It's everybody's favorite part. It's those amazing, those beautiful, those intelligent Fantasy Girls!
Hi, WiseGuys!
I never get tired of that. Hey, let's pick some games.
Yeah, it is Wild Card Weekend. Vinny, 2 times, take it away.
Okay, Big Pauley. First up is the 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 12-4 Cincinnati Bengals as Big Ben Roethlisberger takes on AJ Feeling Good McCarron at Paul Brown Stadium. Okay, Big Pauley, who do you like?
I like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that's probably picking against the grain, but somehow or another, the Cincinnati Bengals have shown themselves to be a little vulnerable recently. They can still play really good ball. I kind of hope for their sake they do win the game, but I feel like the Steelers are really feeling it right now, and they're going to get it. So I'm picking the Steelers in a close game, 24-21.
Well, it's a good pick, Pauley.
Thank
I like
you.
that pick.
Appreciate
I like the way you think.
Thank you.
But I got one question for you, Big
What's
Pauley.
that?
Is Buffalo still playing football?
Not right now.
No. So they can't help Pittsburgh out anymore, right?
No, that's
Because
true.
Pittsburgh needed help to get in the playoffs,
That's
let's
true.
face it,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And now they don't have Buffalo to help them out anymore, to bail them out. So I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals just for that. AJ McCarron, and guess what? The Ginger has never won a playoff game. But he's not playing. AJ McCarron's playing. So that's why I'm going with Cincinnati. I like it in a mini blowout, 54-3.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. All right. Hey, go check out these ads, and we'll see you on the other side. We're going to grab a beer.
I'm having a playoff beer.
And we are back, and now it is time for our Bust Out Game of the Week. Vinny, 2 times. Why don't you take it away again?
Yeah. Okay, Big Pauley, we got a good one here. Our Bust Out Game of the Week has the 10-6 Seattle Seahawks at the 11-5 Minnesota Vikings as Russell Wilson, the volleyball, takes on Teddy Bridge over Troubled Waters at TCF Bank Stadium. Okay, Big Pauley, who do you like?
I like the Minnesota Vikings, but they are going to lose to the Seattle Seahawks. I for some reason, Seattle's just putting it together in the postseason, and I think they're going to come in and just spoil the Minnesota Vikings season. I think they stopped Adrian Peterson earlier in the year. I think they're going to do it again. And without AP doing stuff, Teddy Bridgewater can't do it by himself. I call it in a close game, 21-17.
Oh, good pick, Pauley. I
Thank
like
you.
that pick. I like the way you think.
Thank you.
But did you know this could be the coldest football game all year?
I did
They're
not.
playing in Minnesota outdoors.
Oh, wow.
But one thing you don't know is Seattle's getting somebody back.
Who's that?
Beast mode.
Oh.
Okay? Marshawn Lynch is coming back. And you know what? They don't even need him. I mean, Seattle's going to win this game straight up. I like it in a blowout. 54-3.
Wow, there you go. Hey, ladies, do you have an opinion on this game? Miss Tina Toledo, nice to see you. Who do you like in this game?
Well, I prefer Minnesota
Oh, yeah?
because they have the Twin Cities, and I like twins.
Yeah, all right.
How can
You can't argue with
How
that
can
at
you
all.
argue with that?
So,
Tina.
yeah, Miss Dottie DeVille, who do you like in this game?
Well,
huh?
I like twins too, Tina, but I have to say I'm going to go with the Vikings because of the loyalty factor. I'm from Minnesota. Used to go to all the games with my mom, and I'm just going to go with Vikings, regardless of whether they're going to really win or lose.
Oh, well, that's a good pick. Yeah.
You would never know that by her accent.
No, never.
All right, well, that was our Bust Out Game of the Week, and now it is time for our Ironclad Lock. Lead Pipe Cinch, personally picked Whack of the Week.
Oh,
really
that was
nice.
music to my ears.
That's
Hey,
nice.
Big Paulie, guess what? I'm going to go first.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay,
unusual. You never
my
know.
can't miss gotta have it. Whack of the Week has the 10-6 Green Bay Packers at the 9-7 Washington Redskins as Erin Doublecheck Rogers takes on Kirk, not my uncle, but my cousins at FedEx Field. Okay, Big Paulie, let's review, shall we?
Yeah, that's your
Okay,
process.
what's been going on with Green Bay lately?
They're up, they're down,
They're up, they're down. They're not a teeter-totter. You don't know what you're going to get. What's been going on with Washington lately?
They started winning toward the end of the
Yeah,
season.
they're going up and up and up and up. They're putting together a really nice string. And that Kirk Cousins, he's playing unconscious. He's playing like Aaron Rodgers should be playing. I like Washington in an upset, in a squeaker, 24-14.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I think I picked Green Bay on that one, didn't I?
I think you did.
Yeah, I did. But I think it's going to be a really close game, and it depends upon which team is going to show up.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if Washington win, though. All right, well, that was your Whack of the Week.
Yes, indeed.
And now it is time for my ironclad lock, lead pipe cinch, personally picked Whack of the Week.
Oh, my God. That was a very Darth Vader-ish whack.
It was. All right. My game features the 11-5 Kansas City Chiefs against the 9-7 Houston Texans as Alexander the Smith takes on Brian the Destroyer Hoyer at NRG Stadium.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs have been winning 10 in a row. I mean, it's fantastic. They've done such a good job coming back. And guess what? Houston Texans have too good a defense for them. They're going to take them apart. And the Houston Texans, after doing such a terrible job throughout the season, are going to get to the next round. It is going to be a wonderful game for the people who like Houston because the Houston Texans are going to win 35-10. They're going to pick him off.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough game for the Chiefs.
Good pick, Pauley.
Thank you.
Good pick.
I
like the way
appreciate
you
that.
think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going a little different route.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
so
Kansas City,
something
10 in a row. Hey, JJ Watt, I'll give you credit. You're a hell of a ball player.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't carry everything on your back. Kansas City's just too well-rounded. They got the good offense, they got the good defense, they got the good special teams. And Alexander the Smith, Mr. Consistent, is going to march down the field. I think he's going to get the winning field goal. I think it's going to be by 3. I like Kansas City, let's say 13-10.
All right. Well, there you go. Those were our Whacks of the Week, and now it is time for the Fantasy Must-Haves. And what are the Fantasy Must-Haves? Well, all of you fantasy football players, you know it's Wild Card Weekend, and you got to pick your
Dream teams.
And those amazing, those beautiful, those intelligent fantasy girls are going to help with Fantasy Must-Haves. Miss Tina Toledo, who is your Fantasy Must-Have?
My fantasy must-have at wide receiver is Mr. Angry Doug Baldwin from the Seattle Seahawks because he is going to destroy the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow, yeah, she picked the Vikings too. But
good pick.
She's
Like
got a
that
good
pick.
thing there. All right, Miss Dottie DeVille, who do you like as your fantasy must-have?
My fantasy must-have at wide receiver is the A-Train Antonio Brown with the Pittsburgh Steelers because he's going to help seriously dominate the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I think she's dressed for that too.
Yeah,
Yes.
these girls are good.
Yeah, they are very good.
Dominating.
Hey, go visit our website, thewiseguys.net. That's thewiseguys.net.
Wouldn't this look good on your table?
You know you totally missed Christmas, but you might be in time for Valentine's.
Yeah, and if you bought something, buy some more.
There you go. Hey, and stick around for your video guest whack.
Thanks, Wise Guys, for my Whack of the Week. I have the Green Bay Packers over the Washington Bleepers. You gotta take discount and double check in the playoffs. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel, Gavin OC4, for more. Thank you.
And we are back. Wild Card Weekend. Hey, Week 17, the end of the regular season. How do we do?
Well, week 17, we both went 9-7, which means we
Tied
for the whole year. But
That's amazing.
we still have the playoffs and the Super Bowl, which will be the deciding factor.
Yes, Angie. Little Anthony is down for his nap, and I'm now going to pick up more diapers.
And don't forget the baby wipes.
Yeah.
And if you run into that Donald P. Smith loser, tell him we need to talk.
I thought you had Esther Jones for that. I guess she's not as good as a private eye as I heard.
Well, finding him is only half the problem. We also need him on tape admitting that I wrote Zombie Godfather in Russia.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that. I hear he's writing another book.
It's true.
Well, I'm off. I think I'm going to cancel that order of cupcakes.
Good. I think I'll go buy some sprinkles.
I think I'll get the girls dancing.
Yeah,
with
that
some
sounds like a
music.
good idea, yeah. All right, well, the music is playing. The girls are dancing. That means it's the time of the show where we say thank you to all the people that made the show possible. So first and foremost, we want to say thank you to those wonderful people at the Whacker 6000.
That would be us.
So thank you, Vinny Two Times.
Thank you, Big Polly.
We also want to say thank you to the hardest working nanny, chef, chauffeur. Hey, that guy's going to be the chief one way or another, huh?
Yeah, commissioner.
Hey, that's Captain Guiness O'Hara to you. All right, thanks for coming by. And finally, we want to say thank you to Miss Tina Toledo and Miss Dottie DeVille. Those amazing, those beautiful, those intelligent fantasy girls.
Thanks, wise guys.
Mwah.
Oh, I never get tired of that.
Yeah, hey, we tied at the end of the season.
Tied at
That's
the end of the
ridiculous.
season.
I don't think you believe that.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to say thank you to all you people who stuck around with us, and thanks for staying with us through the playoffs. And stick around with us through the playoffs. We're going to have them all the way to the Super Bowl on We Pick the Winners, where we pick the winners.
But you have to admit things are getting a little stale.
One might say predictable.
I'd say more like boring.
Dolly, Dolly, what's your name?
Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.